This rivalry between Jeff Hardy and Kurt Angle has been heating up, and it all comes to this. Inside the hellacious steel cage, these two professional wrestlers work different styles and are certainly going to approach this match in different ways, using the cage to their advantage in a different sense. Jeff Hardy is known to be more of a risk taker. That's quite the height that Jeff Hardy can get from the top of that cage. And for Angle, that cage is just one giant weapon that is keeping these two enclosed. However, they aren't fully enclosed, being that the rules are you can beat your opponent by pinfall, submission, or by escaping the cage. That is, if you want to leave some questions on the table about who really got the victory, if you choose to escape the cage and take the easiest way out of the match, as Hardy comes at it with a back elbow and an inverted atomic drop. Drops into the lower area of Kurt Angle. Hardy is picking up some momentum. Kurt Angle with a cheap shove to the face of Jeff Hardy. I think he may have gotten into the eye. Kurt Angle certainly knows how to get some dirty tricks in to turn things around. You can see that the right knee of Kurt Angle is heavily taped up. Kurt Angle is no stranger heading into high stakes matchups. Injured, less than 100%. Kurt Angle knows what it's like. Kurt Angle becoming a gold medalist with a broken neck. Kurt Angle has won multiple world championships in the sport of professional wrestling with an injured neck. It's traveled along the way with Kurt Angle. Tonight is no different as Jeff Hardy goes up and crashes down, both boots driving right into the chest of Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is a machine. Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma. Hardy hammering away on Angle. You gotta keep on it when it comes to Angle. You can't leave any breathing room for Kurt Angle. As Kurt Angle tries to get out of the corner, Angle turns things around. Hardy gets launched into the cage. The velocity at which Hardy got sent into the cage head first, that will certainly do a lot of damage. Kurt Angle's vicious smirk, it said it all, that cocky smile. Kurt Angle, this new mindset that Kurt Angle has had. He's been in his most devious form as of late. With a cage as a weapon, it's only getting a lot worse. I think some birds may have just entered the arena. Kurt Angle trying to send a message to the crowd as he nails Hardy with a snap suplex. Say what you want about Kurt Angle. That was smooth. The snap that he got on that suplex. Kurt Angle got so much power behind it. And again, Hardy gets driven into the cage by Angle. Kurt Angle is soaking in the moment as Hardy's lifeless body struggles, laying there. Now, Angle driving his boot into the throat of Hardy, who is leaned up against the cage, looking to make a mockery out of the charismatic enigma. A little curtsy from Kurt Angle Jeff Hardy's face is becoming a block of cheese as Kurt Angle grates Jeff Hardy's face across the cage. Jeff Hardy again collapsing. Hardy's face has been busted open. You got a close-up shot. There is blood, which you had to expect being the type of match that this is. Saw some blood. Jeff Hardy trying to stay afloat right now. Hardy got sent hard into the cage again. Again by Angle. It just gets worse and worse for the charismatic Enigma. Jeff Hardy's going to have to find some sort of game plan to get back in this match as this continues to get worse and worse for Hardy. Angle is only separating himself further and further, creating the distance in which Kurt Angle is much closer to the finish line of this match, completing it to victory than Jeff Hardy is. But wait a minute, I may have spoken too soon as there's new life from Hardy. Hardy explodes out of the corner following sending Angle into the cage. Nails Angle with a clothesline out of the corner. Jeff Hardy with an explosive sign of new life. Who is going to get back up to their feet first? Brian Hebner's count is already halfway there. Can you imagine if this thing ended in a double countout? Who's back up? Hardy's back up. Hardy is on the offense. Heading into the corner, bringing the fight to the Olympic gold medalist. Angle, though, counters. Hardy explodes out of the ropes and takes Angle down. This is the moment that Hardy's been looking for. The whispers in the head and the whispers in the wind. Hardy risks it all. Hooks the leg, but Angle gets the shoulder up at 2. Kurt Angle was able to get the shoulder up at 2. Quick to get a boot into the midsection as Angle explodes with a right. Oh, Hardy using full power from those legs to send Angle into the cage. Now it's an opportunity for Jeff Hardy to get back in this. Twist of fate. The fate of Kurt Angle could be sealed. The problem is Jeff Hardy's not going for a pin. Jeff Hardy, the realization that there is so much more than going for a pin to end this thing. Jeff Hardy is heading up. Jeff Hardy is known for high wrists. Angle, super Angle, slam off the top. An explosive impact off the super Angle slam. Both men are down. Angle gets the arm over, but Hardy survives. That was 2. When there's a will, there is a way. I think we're going to get another look at this one. We must. Here we go. Here's the replay. Just devastating impact. Another look at it from above. Angle just hammering away on Hardy. Angle. What does Angle have in mind now? Angle scaling the cage, perhaps thinking about escaping the cage by climbing and going over. You can also, as I mentioned at the beginning of this match, escape the cage with both feet touching the floor to win this match. Now Jeff Hardy taking a crack at climbing the cage to escape. Hardy trying his hardest Gets one foot on the top of the cage, but Kurt Angle grabs the other leg. Hardy kicks back at Angle. Splashing off the top rope, takes down Angle. Hardy found the most viable option. The only viable option in that situation. What to go for after you break down Angle. Hardy with that splash. All the weight of Hardy crashing onto the midsection. And still not enough to keep down Kurt Angle. And again, we're at this point where both men are down. Both men are dealing with a lot of physical pain in their bodies. A match like this is as gruesome as it gets. Unforgiving steel wrapping around the ring. Jeff Hardy's been busted open already. And Angle has been on the receiving end of some high impact moves. Jeff Hardy asked for the door to be open, but ankle lock coming in from Kurt Angle. Jeff Hardy able to roll through, counter. Jeff Hardy's now got an ankle lock of his own. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Kurt Angle tapped out to his own submission move? Can you imagine how embarrassing this would be for Kurt Angle? Brian Hebner watching this closely, but Angle rolls through and kicks Hardy back. Hardy ducks. Twist of fate. There it is. Jeff Hardy got all of it. However, Jeff Hardy not going for the cover. Jeff Hardy not even a split second to think about going for that cover. He completely avoided it. He wants more. He wants to close it out. No questions asked. Swanton bomb. But if one isn't enough, Jeff Hardy still is not going for the cover. Jeff Hardy is climbing up again. Jeff Hardy making the climb. High risk. Can Jeff Hardy feel the fruits of the reward? No, Kurt Angle kicking out at 2.5. You gotta wonder just how much Jeff Hardy's gonna have to bring it to Kurt Angle to pick up the victory. Kurt Angle, a true machine. A true real-life Terminator. There is nothing that can keep the Olympic gold medalist down. And if one was enough, two wasn't enough either, what is it going to take to keep down Kurt Angle? Kurt Angle trying to call time. But just like Kurt Angle knows, he reeled Jeff Hardy in, reeled it in on the charismatic Enigma, sending Hardy into the cage. Kurt Angle stalking Hardy. Angle slam. Will it be enough for the victory? Hardy kicks out. Jeff Hardy able to survive. Angle was able to kick out. Angle was able to get Hardy, but Hardy managed to kick out. Angle, the straps come down. Kurt Angle is zoned in, locked in, and loaded. Ready to put away Jeff Hardy for good. Another one could seal. Hardy counters. Look at this. Hardy just got an Angle slam of his own. And the shirt comes off. Hardy is ready to go for it all. Ready to throw caution to the wind. The top of the rope. The top turnbuckle isn't enough. Hardy climbs up high. Top of the cage. Seize the moment. High risk. High reward. Swanton off the top. Daredevil activities from Jeff Hardy lead the charismatic Enigma to victory. Jeff Hardy has defeated Kurt Angle here at Lockdown. What a gruesome matchup between Jeff Hardy and Kurt Angle here at Lockdown. The cage got used to its fullest extent as both a weapon and an attempt to escape the cage. Kurt Angle had the early advantage on Jeff Hardy, really brought the fight early on. But in the end, Jeff Hardy got crafty. Jeff Hardy took the extra risk, went the extra mile. That worked out for Jeff Hardy. That final swanton bomb off the top of the cage, all that weight, all the velocity as Jeff Hardy is crashing down on Kurt Angle. And picture perfect, then able to hook the leg for a full cover. 1, 2, and 3. Jeff Hardy is victorious.